protect ourselves from Fulani herdsmen if Buhari Abiodun fail to do so. Ogun monarch. The Olu of Ilaro and paramount ruler of Yewa land, Oba Kehinde Olugbenle in Ogun State, has warned the Nigerian and state government against possible consequences of killing the people in Yewa land by Fulani herdsmen. Some suspected herdsmen had on Friday night invaded Igboro Oja Odan in the Yewa North local government area of the state, leaving 3 dead and 2 villagers injured. The marauding herdsmen had reportedly invaded the village close to Egua in Oja Odan around 11 p.m., shooting sporadically and setting ablaze 3 houses and storehouses in the village. In the latest killing, a mother and her child were among the 3 persons hacked to death in their huts, while 2 persons were said to be in critical conditions after they were shot by the herdsmen. It was also learned that many people, including children, sustained injuries. The attack came barely 24 hours after 5 persons were killed in Owode, Ketu. In response, the monarch condemned the killings in a statement on Saturday titled "Stopping the Time Bomb Before It Is Too Late," addressed to the President Muhammadu Buhari and Governor Dapo Abiodun. The monarch warned that the people might resort to self-defense if the government failed to be proactive. The thing is, why is the monarch waiting this long? Because how many times do you want the government to prove to you that they don't care? He continues and describes the activities of the herdsmen as criminal and dangerous, said they had wreaked havoc on many Yewa land communities, with reports of plans to attack major towns in the kingdom. The statement read in part, "The attention of the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Muhammadu Buhari, and all the security agencies is drawn to the continued siege of the entire Yewa land of Ogun State in the last few weeks by armed herdsmen and bandits, callously killing, including literally slaughtering and maiming our people. The federal government and the Ogun State government are hereby implored as a matter of extreme urgency to act fast to secure the lives and property of our people before it spirals out of complete control. In this situation, it is not out of place that people may resort to self-help and defend themselves if the government fails." That's the turning point. When you say if the government fails, you're giving them an ultimatum, you're giving them a demand as if you know and you're confident that they will reply. The fact is, protect yourselves or you're gonna lose yourselves. That's the truth. So it says, if the government fails to guarantee their safety as citizens of Nigeria in the face of the renewed insurgency by these criminals terrorizing our people with arms and dangerous weapons. The fact is, you don't have to wait this long. You don't have to still depend on the government. Why are you even reaching out in the first place? Like why are you even reaching out to ask and give an ultimatum, or if you don't do this, we're gonna defend ourselves? I mean, officially and by protocol, do that, so then when things go left, the burden and the blame is even more on the government for not reacting. So fine, if you're going to do that through protocol and be like, you know what, the proper thing to do is to inform that when or if they don't react, and if we actually defend ourselves, whatever happens, and it just is what it is. And you know what, that can be fine. Obviously there's so many comments here, and the first one says, "What do you expect? Bauchi governor said herdsmen carrying AK-47 is for self-defense and protection, and he cannot blame them. So let everyone in Ogun village carry AK-47 for self-defense and elimination of criminals." My king, go ahead. Don't wait for the government. They have lost. They also need savior. Please, if you can afford AK-47 according to Bauchi State Governor, go ahead and defend yourself. Your security is in your hand. It is absolutely shameful, but this is the situation that we're in. This is the situation that is currently forcing people to, step up and be like, you know what, we can't be able to die first. Someone says, how can a stranger intimidate citizens and go free? Defend your land. Absolutely. And again, you asking them for help when they've proven so many times to be on the side of these terrorists. It does say a lot, because they are terrorizing the people of basically the southern part of Nigeria. That's what they've been doing since. And of course, people have counter arguments as to how Igbos are living freely in north, Yorubas are living freely in north, having built their lives and everything there, and they've not been harassed. It's like, are you actually kidding me right now? Like, we all know there have been tensions between Hausas and Igbos for the very long time, and we all know that there have been times, even in history, where Igbos have been attacked and discriminated. So the fact is, of course, it's not justifiable. Just because you did it to me, I'll do it to you. But it's like, you have to understand that things are getting out of control, and you have to understand that the government is actually not responding effectively and justifiably to all these actions that has been taken by the actual Fulani herdsmen, because there have been proof of reports coming in where the police has refused to arrest, where the police has denied ever being witness to killings in front of them. The fact is, you don't go on private property or on airland to graze, and the act itself is very old. You don't do that in civilized places. And yes, the northern part of the country compared to the south is uncivilized. I said it, period. That's how it is. And so it's like, we're here trying to develop in our own state, where we in the southern part, we're trying to compare and be like, we can actually do better, and we see ourselves not civilized. And then you compare to the northern part of Nigeria, and you're like, wow, we are living 1,000 light years ahead. But then again, with the Fulani culture, their culture is actually, if you go online and you search it up, their culture is they're nomadic, and they cattle breeding is basically how their economy runs. That's how it's been for so many years. But the fact is, you have to be responsible with it. You don't go on people's lands, on private property, first of all, and two, you don't do that on civilized places, like where there are roads, their actual hub centers for trade, and and so many other economic things going on, and then you just bring animals. Like, what? There should be a place that you do that kind of thing in. And of course, you can't blame them, because again, with the vegetation and of course the climate there, it doesn't really allow for them to graze. But it still doesn't justify that you go on people's land, private property, and then even when the people call for arrests, they are not arrested. In fact, it's the audacity and the actual courage for you to feel entitled to go to someone's land and then do your business there. Of course, I said racial. I mean, actually, they're tribal tensions brewing. But the fact is, we have to fight the government, because the government has even if minority or majority, every sellout for each ethnic group is in the government, and that's what we should fight. It's not a fight against just tribal relations. Of course, we know there have been tensions before, but we have to fight the government and not ourselves. Put what you think about this in the comment section below. What do you think the next line of action should be for the Oba? Put what you think, and do not forget to like and subscribe.